I'm here in an exciting new role-playing combat sim, which is the recreation of Palenque, Mexico. The theme and premise here is very interesting and is the brainchild of my good friend Mosaii. He's going to tell us about this sim and also about the Iraq combat area on the upper level. How you doing today, Mosaii?
I'm doing wonderful, and I wanted to thank you for being here, Luke. It's good to see you again in the Garifuna Sims.
All right. Yeah, it's awesome, and it's my pleasure to be here. Enjoyed the combat video we did the other day, and I'm sure that the audience is going to enjoy seeing that. Once we get done here with the interview, I'm going to give them a little peek at what combat here really looks like. But you told me the story that inspired the theme for this sim, and can you share that story with the audience?
Well, sure. Formerly, we had the scene set up for China, and we decided, well, let's have a change of pace and create something a little bit different. So we decided to go with Mexico and the Mayan city of Palenque. In 600 AD, Maya was going through a very odd period where the people were growing tired of their leaders, bad crop rotations and stuff, so they were getting frustrated. Well, in 600 AD, a boy king was put in charge of Palenque. Pretty much kind of like the same thing as King Tut. He was 12 years old when he became the king of Palenque. He was called King Pakal, P-A-K-A-L, or sometimes P-A-C-A-L, depending on who it is that's saying it. And he was referred to as the spaceman because he was a Renaissance man. He rebuilt the area, and he had his people studying the stars, as many Mayans do. They were fascinated by it. And their math skills and their star knowledge was wonderful, to include their calendar making. His people studied the space, and he ruled for a total of 70 years, so he passed away at about age 82, which is very rare in those days at 600 AD. But anyhow, his belief was that when he would die, he would return from the underworld, or death, via the stars and via the gods in the stars, and that he would come back and rule his people again. The funny thing about that is on his tomb, which he had built for him, the top lid of the tomb was a picture of him on there, and he was sitting in a chair, so to speak, but the position he was sitting in is the exact same position that modern day astronauts sit. So it's kind of a little remarkable that, a little coincidence there. But we wanted to do something fun, and we wanted to do something that nobody else had tried in the Vice field that we knew of. So we tied space in with the jungles, and we went with Predator. And what we do is we have once a week an event where we have a predator hunt between the humans and the predators, and they come down from space and they have a big battle, and we have a whole lot of fun. And that's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. SLT time, and it makes things a little more interesting, and kind of breaks up the monotony of just a regular old military fight, and we bring some new stuff into it.
Yeah. Okay, very good. That's all really very cool stuff and really interesting. So who did your sim build for you?
Actually, I did the build as far as for the design for the sim. A couple of friends made the Mayan temples for me a few years back, and myself and Savvy, who is my partner, she actually is very tenacious on wanting to make sure that everything is lined up straight. And then we've also had the help of one of our moderators, Conan, who has helped with some different builds and suggestions on stuff, and it's always a good help to have more than one input on things.
Yeah, very good. So you have the combat every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Second Life time. Is that correct?
Yes, for the
Okay.
Predator
Yes,
combat.
yes. And we're going to show the audience a little video clip of that here pretty shortly. That was your first combat too, I do believe, wasn't it? That you had here.
That was the first one that we actually did here. Yes.
Yeah, the first Predator versus Human, and it's very cool. You know, I really enjoyed filming that one. But yeah, and the sim is just awesome. And you know, I think when we did that shot, we didn't have you didn't have this sim here. So when I got here today and I got to looking around, I thought, man, this is really cool, and I love your volcano crater here behind us and all that, and just the buildings, and you know, your jungle stuff is just, you know, just awesome. You get down in there and walk around, and it's very immersive. You really feel like you're in a jungle. You know, I mean, it's just a great effect. You've done a great job with this. So tell us about you know, what combat systems you use, weapons, vehicles, things like that.
Okay. Well, we use modern Vice Combat, and basically on all the levels, on two of the levels, on Iraq and here on the ground level for the Mexico/Central America area, we use all modern Vice Combat. Now, there are some exceptions because it's difficult to find a whole lot of tanks that are modern combat. So if we find something that is still in use in an older army or a third world nation, so to speak, and we can show that it's in use still, we will allow it to be used here as well. So not everything is 100% modern, because many nations still have some stuff that are out there lingering around from World War II time frame. So we can still use some of it at times if it's in use by that nation.
Who can play here, and you know, what are some of your rules about combat?
Okay. Well, number one rule, anyone can come here. It doesn't matter if they're a furry or if they're a human, whatever. But they must fit the time frame, i.e., no robots down here on the modern level. The robots more than likely would be up in the space area. We do not allow child avatars. We are a mature rated sim, and we don't allow them because we don't want any incidents out there of people making any insinuations. So it's for the safety of all. In combating, we require you to wear the sim spawn band that is made for these sims, and it has the basically that way it'll send you to the right places when you get killed in battle. And we allow vice weapons only, and we require you to dress in a military or paramilitary type outfit and cover yourself and your body, the reason being just courtesy and respect for others as well as yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So nothing too strenuous or restrictive there. It just sounds like you've set it up so everybody can have a really good time, and that's great. So you talked about the Predators have a base up in the air. Can we go see that? You know, where
Sure.
their spawn point, I guess it is.
Okay, 1 second,
Okay.
I'll take you there.
Okay, here we are up in the Predators space station, and you know, what an awesome thing this is. And tell us a little bit about it, who made it, set it up for you, and exactly how it works and goes into your role play here.
Okay, this was made by Bash Quandary, and it is owned by Conan, who is one of our moderators for here. He come and set up the whole space area for us, did a wonderful job on it, and it just looks totally awesome up here. And so we incorporated this in with the Predators so that we could say, okay, yes, they're in space and they have come down to Earth, and just to kind of add a little more to the storyline a little bit.
Yeah, Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's pretty cool. I think I want to be a predator just so I can come up here. And so your predator avs, they look pretty frightening. And where did you where did you get them? Who made those for you?
Okay, Ivica Atlanta makes the Predator avatars. They can be bought online. There's some more expensive ones and some less expensive ones, but they are wonderful. Some have sound effects to them. Some the mask will come off. Some the weapons will move around, and just outstanding avatars.
Yeah, they really are. They're really cool. So can a person play either side here?
Yes, they can play either side. We don't mind. The only thing we do is we have a briefing prior to the event starting so that everybody knows the rules and we don't get questions in the middle of it of I didn't know that. This way we can just go through and just have a good old-fashioned battle and have fun and enjoy it. But you can play whichever side you want, provided the humans cannot use the laser guns, but they are still Vice that the Predators use. That's the big thing. Humans have to use human equipment unless for some reason they have killed a Predator and gotten the gun, which that doesn't happen too often.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All makes sense. Okay, anything else that we kind of missed about the combat here on this part of the Sims?
No, that's pretty much it. The whole area down below is themed towards Mexico, Central, and South America, to include the 3 water sims that we have out there. So we've basically got it set up pretty nice, and that anyone who wants to come and do some jungle training in the Central America, they're welcome to come and have fun.
I'd like to thank Mosaii for an awesome video and the tour of his Sims. And I know at the beginning that we said we were going to go ahead and show you the Iraq combat area and the interview we did there. But really, I'd like to hold that until issue 41. I just don't want to cram too much information in these videos and really slide it and give you information overload. So without further ado, I'd like to show you the combat video that we filmed a couple of weeks ago. So please enjoy Humans versus Predators at Palenque, Mexico, 2nd.